is happening, Magnus side? Sit back and relax and enjoy my reaction to Angry Joe and the crew. Make sure you get over and subscribe to Angry Joe because he's one of the best YouTube channels out there. Been watching him pretty much since I found him, since I started. Early, so I've been watching him for a while. And he's hilarious. They all call him Angry Joe for nothing. Are y'all ready? All right. I'm going to record the screen so that, yeah. There we go. All right, let's get it. The Angry Joe Show. Streaming reviews.
What was it?
Yep. Turn this up.
I can't even keep a straight face.
I know.
What the fuck was that?
Exactly. Exactly.
What the fuck was that?
Exactly. I know.
Honestly, I'm still trying to reel it all in. Right?
What did I give it? Like a 2 out of 5?
Did we, okay, so the show, in its final episode in the finale, decided to go super, ultra, uber meta.
Yeah.
Massive meta, fourth wall breaking, massive meta, which kind of fits, you know, some of the comics where she's bursted through panels before. She actually burst through the Disney Plus panels in this episode. But what the fuck? That was the conclusion. So this is so weird because it's definitely different. It's definitely creative, but it also kind of makes the entire show pointless. Like all the fucking plot threads that they were setting up, they basically just fucking dumped a bunch of Easter eggs on the screen and said, you know, are you satisfied? Are you laughing? And, you know, we did some self-referential humor, and we got
feels unfinished.
Burst into the white writers room. Number one, shit is going breakneck pace. I'm like, what is happening? This is the worst shit I've ever seen. This is messy as fuck. It doesn't make sense.
Steven said
it's fucking stupid.
This is messy.
And it was on purpose.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It was on purpose.
Yes,
Because then she, as you said, breaks the fourth wall,
right
says,
there.
wait a minute, this is messy as fuck. This doesn't make sense. And she bursts into the writer's room. And I assume those are the real writers. There are. They are. Some of
I
them
recognize
are.
the Asian chick.
Like,
She's definitely one of the writers. I recognize her.
No.
Well, the one in the back.
Makes sense now. So, wow.
Yep.
That was a conclusion.
Are you staying silent on purpose, Alex?
No. Just waiting for when you
Go ahead.
I got nothing to say about this shit. You know I don't like this. It's bad. And you know I always think it's funny because we watch movies where they're like, no, it's supposed to be bad. It's an homage to bad films. It's supposed to be bad. You're supposed to not like it. It's like mission successful. I didn't like it. It was bad. Like the first half of this episode was bad on purpose, and I didn't like it. Like I was supposed to not like it. And guess what? I didn't fucking like it. And then the thing that we did get at the end wasn't very good. So I got a half bad finale on purpose, and I got a half not very good finale on purpose. And so guess what? I don't think it was
good.
Failure.
It's a failure.
No, it was a success because they were trying to be bad. So in their mind,
it's a success on being a failure.
Yeah, they wanted to fail, and they wanted to make something a piece of shit.
Well, if that's the case, they've been failing the whole season. So, yeah. I know what you guys are saying. I get it. It's been failing. So, if they meant to make it irritate people or whatever, you know, it's funny. It's just like this is the first series I think that I've seen where it's like they really come at the fans. I'm like, this has got to be experimental. It's got to be experimental. I cannot see them doing this to try to make money, to try to keep fans. I cannot see. It's experimental. They got so much money. They're like, you know what? Let's throw a bunch of shit at the wall. Let's see what sticks with this one.
And congratulations, you did
Yeah,
it.
you
I
did a
love
piece of shit.
I love that they were successful in being a piece of shit. I love the 70s reference. I used to watch that show with my dad all
that's
the time.
one good thing.
The callback to the original Incredible Hulk thing. I think it was Bill Bixby.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so great.
What was it Dave Banner?
Dave
Because
Banner.
they thought Bruce sounded too gay.
Yeah.
This was a different time period.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I love that
Holy
TV
shit.
show. Matt Murdock is always great.
I heard that was a guy that they dressed up.
What else did I like?
I don't know why they
I
just
liked
didn't use
series
the.
is over, and I don't have to watch it again for at least
I don't know why they just didn't use the female stand-in that they had. There's a female, like 6 foot or 7 foot stand-in that they had for her. Why didn't they use it? But whatever.
another year. So it's like today's good.
Today's a good day.
They were successful in making a piece of shit. Congratulations. I didn't like it, just like I didn't like most of the other ones. And we got to move on with other stuff.
Yeah, so mentioning that was really good recreations of the original, TV shows episode in her dream. So we get a little bit of that. Honestly, I was down with an entire episode like that.
Me too.
You wanted to go like meta?
Super Igno.
Like, I love it.
It was well done.
Yeah.
If you put the shots side by side, you look like this is like extremely well done. Even that weird, like one guy, she's like, "Don't make me angry," and the guy is like standing all weird, and he's like green screen. It looks different.
It worked.
But you put it side by side by the actual shot, and it's like, yeah, it kind of looked like that too. So that works. And it's a shame because it was a dream. So in our dream, we had a really good meta episode. But then we had a really cringe meta episode in reality. And while there are elements here that I like on their own, it doesn't work as a finale for me. And,
not at all.
And it kind of makes the entire rest of the show pointless. And they made it bad on purpose. And that was the point, I think.
I forgot his
All
name again,
bullshit
but the other guy with the
made up
beard
by Kevin,
reminds me of a buddy of mine.
K-E-V-I-N,
Every time I see him, I think of him.
I thought we were going to see Kevin Feige. I was like, oh shit. I like the fact that it was a robot.
I thought, I was hoping that we were going to see Kevin Feige in this. I didn't want it to be this damn robot. I mean, I see why that could have worked for certain people. I get it, but I really wanted to see him.
I mean, yeah, it was the most meta thing I've ever seen, but one of the most cringy, stupidest things I've ever seen. Yeah, I like coming at it from a fourth wall. If you love fourth wall breaking, then you're going to love this episode, because this goes hard in that direction.
Yes, it does.
And I like fourth wall breaking. That's
It
why
was too
I like
much,
some
though.
of the elements
It was
here,
too
but
much, though.
like I said, it doesn't culminate in a satisfying conclusion
Nope.
of the show. It really makes a lot of the plot lines pointless, and I just really hate that we have a Todd Hulk now. That
By the way, why was Hulk so small compared to Abomination? Why? Why? Please tell me. Is Intelligent Hulk, is Professor Hulk that much smaller than the original Hulk? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. Someone help me out. Some of y'all know the comics like the back of your hand. Help me out.
Todd Hulk exists. It's disgusting.
No, they made it go away.
No, it existed. I saw it with my own eyes. Joe, you hate fourth wall breaking, or you hated...
And watching that does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. Like, I feel like Thanos would have whooped that one's ass, too. You get what I'm saying? Because the other one's more savage. Just brutal strength. Well,
How the show was doing fourth wall breaking, how did you feel about this episode when they
Hated
went
it.
full...
Too much. This
Yes,
is
way too much, buddy.
Like, I get. That's
You are
how
correct.
she's supposed to be, but this was
But it doesn't mean
Beyond.
you have to like it. Just 'cause It's
Exactly.
in the comics, you know.
because it wasn't funny. It wasn't. I wasn't entertained by it. It was just cringe, like you said.
Yeah.
That's the biggest sin, is when you're trying to be funny and you're not
Yeah,
funny.
it's not funny.
And it just,
It is
it's
what
not
it
funny.
is.
I wish it was more funny.
It just wasn't made for us. We were supposed to be 11 and flossing and on TikTok and not really paying attention. And then
No,
that
and,
is who they're talking about.
and female, and God, men are so fucking stupid. Men are so fucking dumb and easily manipulated.
Yeah.
They have to be told what to do. I mean, the only guy in this that's not a piece of shit is named Pug, a
Yeah.
dog.
Well, his last name's
What
Pug.
do you think
It's-
that means? Yeah, no, they do this shit on purpose. Guys, this was annoying. The comedy was not working, other than the small referential Easter eggs that it's like, oh, hey, I know that because I'm a comics fan. And that's what I would say to Kevin if I saw him. It's like, hey, when are we getting an X-Men? When are we doing this? When are we that? But it's like, that's not a, what are we doing? That you could do that in episode 5 in the middle of the fucking series and shit. But this is supposed to be the finale. Whose show is this supposed to be? Is the title of the fucking episode, basically. And you're right, whose show is this? I mean, the times that the show has been great is when cameos were showing up. And then they're like, haha, isn't it so funny that this show is nothing but cameos? And then at the end, they do nothing but cameos.
Yeah.
So who's the villain of the show?
Nobody. I guess the dude.
No, you're
I haven't
right.
went out on a date with her. I guess.
No, he's actually right. I mean, she has to go and get the writers in line because they were fucking everything up.
Mm-hmm.
But
the writers are the villains.
it's still fucked up. I was gonna say it was a troll incel. It was an incel. So we have a Hulk incel troll. Now it's Todd Hulk, I guess. How they managed to these notes I took, I just stopped taking notes as I was watching the episode because I was like, this is a masterclass in what not to do, and then I started to realize that it was going full on meta. That this is showing up, and then Titania's just bursting through the wall like fucking Kool-Aid Man, and then fucking Hulk jumps. And I'm like, well, clearly he's not there yet because he's doing. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, this is a masterclass in what not to do.
I would have loved if she actually did burst through the wall and go, oh yeah,
yeah.
2 points. I give you 2 points.
I would have laughed.
Yeah,
that would have been one of the jokes that I would have
funny
laughed.
as fuck. Yeah.
And that would be meta.
I wouldn't have laughed.
But how they shoved this all, that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been good.
How they shoved this all in 22 minutes, it is fucking unreal.
It was only 22 minutes?
I don't know. 20 something minutes.
It felt long.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna look it up. Y'all talk. Fuck y'all. No, y'all fucking talk.
At least we know that Hulk has a son now, but I thought he was supposed to get blown up. He's supposed to get blown up.
What do you mean?
No, that's well. What are you talk? What part are you talking about? His mother? Yeah, this is clearly not the comics. They fucking fucked up World War Hulk. Like, they can't do that.
Well, they fucked up Civil War.
As cool as it would have been.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to go backwards now.
They're doing
They're gonna have to go backwards.
World War Hulks, plural. I don't fucking know, Alex. This Scar. So then at the very end, Scar, who is Hulk's son, shows up for literally 3 seconds. Has no fucking talking lines.
It's a stupid
If
haircut.
you really want to know what he looks like, you have to literally rewind and rewatch because that's how fast.
Because you don't get a chance to really take it in.
What is the fucking point in this? I get it. I get you're teasing everything else in the MCU. You're saying we're gonna do some weird variation of World War Hulk or some kind of. I don't know.
I don't think we're getting anything close to.
It's gonna be their own version. They're
If you
probably
do it right.
I don't know the Red Hulk version, and it's gonna be the female Red Hulk, maybe the Betty Ross. I don't know. I'm just flabbergasted by what I just saw.
It's provocative. It's supposed to.
It's supposed to shock you.
You're not. It's not supposed to make sense. They want you to talk about it. And the thing is, I don't want to talk about it because nothing here is worth talking about. It is just meta garbage. For me, it didn't land. I've said this before. If you're the kind of person that stands up and applauds fucking commercials that come on TV, especially Super Bowl, and you save them and you rewatch them on your phone, hey, remember that Super Bowl commercial? I fucking really like that. If that is you, then you probably love this shit. But I don't fucking know. I don't know who this is for. I'd like to think that the average human being, even if the opposite is man hating whatever, I even like to think that those people are watching this going, this isn't very good.
27 minutes 18 seconds.
Felt every minute of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys can go watch my reaction. on Patreon and
The
YouTube
villain of the
memberships.
show is incredibly disappointing.
Let's see what I was doing most of the
Intelligentsia is not the intelligentsia that we know from the comics, where it's like literally all the coolest and smartest supervillains with great plans.
It's fucking
It is.
hot.
It is incels on the internet who hate She-Hulk. It's angry YouTubers.
Hate females.
That hate females. It's slut shaming and that kind of thing. And then Titania, who initially I thought could be interesting. They can make a play on Instagram, all these
drab.
and they do a little bit of that, but she's
Didn't
ultimately
do
a
nothing
letdown.
with her. Why?
She's just walking the streets, just bursting into every
Why?
room she enters. She bursts in. Why is she not in jail? Did I miss that? She literally destroyed a courtroom and almost killed, attempted murder on jurors, and she's just walking free.
Low blood sugar. That's what they said. And she had low blood sugar, and so it's forgiven.
It's funny.
Oh,
It's very funny.
I see.
Did they
Joe,
say
it's
that?
very funny.
I forgot to
I don't
laugh.
remember that.
That's the part. Okay, so what was She-Hulk's character arc?
She got to bang
Alex?
Daredevil.
What did she learn?
Smash.
She learned that she liked banging Daredevil.
And what did she overcome?
Loneliness.
It sounded like you did a very good job, so we know exactly.
Overcoming.
Yeah.
So she did a very good job overcoming.
By the way, it definitely isn't gaining a fashion sense. Why does she dress so frumpy? Why did they make her so frumpy in this? They could have done something. I'm not talking about She-Hulk. I'm talking about her. Everything she wears is just horrible. It's like, God. But a lot of people are like that. A lot of successful people are like that. They have no fashion sense whatsoever. So it's kind of true. Look at, like, I'm not going to name no names, but look them up. It's like, you see what they wear, and it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Characters arcs not too good. Villains not too good.
Pug had an interesting character arc. He started off as a lawyer,
Somewhat normal person,
a normal
and
human
then turned
being,
into
Idiot.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
idiot.
Idiot / Malibu's Most Wanted, where he's just like, yeah, I'm a lawyer now.
I guess he kind of always was, but we just didn't notice it because they wouldn't let him talk, I suppose.
On the first one, he's like, I brought you this basket. Here's all these other things, and it's just like, okay, he seems like a normal
But
guy.
it did seem like a comedy relief character.
Oh yeah, I think he's always supposed to be comic relief, but then they turned him into a moron. So that happened. I like her dad's great. I think he's like I love
Dad's
the
cool.
Marvel
Yeah,
show. Like we've had
that's
last
true.
two. We got like really great supportive dads.
That's true. Dad's
Kamala's
cool.
dad, awesome. Love Kamala's dad.
Yeah.
Love Jen's dad.
I like Kamala's dad better.
We
Yeah.
should have a buddy cop movie where it's just the
Kamala's
Kamala's
dad
dad
is
and
cool.
Jen's
I
dad
like
getting
him.
together and they do
Yeah.
shit like home.
Corny
Depot.
as hell.
Like, just
They
walk
meant to
around,
make
like,
him
hey,
dad
we're gonna work
corny.
on that fence until they're arguing over like what kind of stuff. Dude, I'd
Oh,
watch
yeah.
that.
I'd rather watch that.
I want to meet your dad.
This motherfucking did all that visual diarrhea? Did all that visual diarrhea really just happen on screen?
I think
Yes, it
diarrhea is
did.
kind of funny. So yeah,
Visual diarrhea.
I don't even actually think I would call it diarrhea.
Vomit?
Yep.
They did have
What
a
would you
lot
call
of
it?
save money jokes on the CGI, so that was kind of funny. They pointed that out.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were going to poke fun at their visual effects artists being slaves and being underpaid and overworked, but guess they weren't that meta.
No.
Couldn't handle that part of it.
Only the good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Funny. No realism.
So when you go full on meta like that and you just basically do a bunch of cameos and reference a bunch of upcoming shows, it's not much of a conclusion. It's creative. The writers think it's extremely clever. It's more kind of just annoying and it's not satisfying.
Yeah, it wasn't satisfying, but if you know, I said in my review that I gave him credit for trying something new. It just didn't work.
And kind of makes a lot of the rest of the show feel pointless. But that was the point, Joe. It was she does it in the comics, so it's great. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of her bursting through the Disney Plus thing. I like the idea of Kevin. I will give it that. I like the robot because it's like, how the fuck does this one person oversee the entire thing? It's a fucking logarithm, you know. It's funny on paper. It's really, really funny on paper. But it just doesn't come through on screen.
It's a delivery.
I don't know why.
It probably could have been done better if it was delivered differently. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like when you try to tell a joke after going to see a comic or seeing it on TV. You try to tell your friend the joke, and they don't laugh. Comics, professional comics, a lot of them they are all professionals, and some of them are comic geniuses at telling jokes. It's the delivery. It is absolutely the pacing and the delivery of the joke. And this just wasn't done right. I was just sitting there like,
he's got good bones. I agree with you. And everyone always forgets Joe Esposito. He produces all this shit too. So like you can't Kevin's got some help.
I've completely forgot about it.
Yeah, he's the other guy that's in charge of all of Marvel everything.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think this show does have good bones. I just don't think they have the proper people to translate it. And I never like the argument. Well, it's in the source material. It belongs. You love that example I always bring up in the source material. Remember that Stephen King where all the kids have sex in a sewer because and then it's real gross, and one of the kids didn't want to, so one of the kids rapes another kid in a sewer. And you know when they make the It movie, they knew to leave that shit out because no one wants to watch it. Right. So you can leave stuff out of the original source material if it won't work on TV or in the movie, and then you need to learn.
I agree with you on that, but it doesn't apply here because I do think they shouldn't have left it out. They should put in fourth wall breaking. But
I agree.
As the conclusion, as the epic conclusion, I think it's a little too much, especially
just
when
the way they did that one
has been, poorly written, not as funny as it should be, extremely messy, and then that's been the joke all along.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I want the fourth wall breaking. I think it's important. I'm just saying that there's a level of it that is just totally not appropriate for TV.
Exactly.
And TV and movies. And this is proven point. You cannot put this level of fourth wall breaking. It does not work.
But Alex, it's different. It does something different than the MCU formula.
Yeah, I gave them credit for
Sure, absolutely.
Way creative.
There's two ways you could have gone. The MCU stuff is always, let's say, B- content, right? On average, this MCU stuff is like B-. There's some bad stuff, but it's mostly good stuff. You could have gone up, which you didn't, so you went down. And so this is like D+ fucking TV.
Yeah, you want to see something different that kind of separates from the formula. Check out Werewolf by Night. It's different. It pays homages.
Werewolf by Night was okay to me. You can watch my reaction on YouTube memberships and Patreon, whichever one you prefer. It was okay to me. And you'll see that when I'm watching it. That's one reason why I didn't do a review. I was just like, there's a couple of parts that I thought were cool. Like when he was on the door and all that stuff. And, but it was just, they're paying homage to old movies. It didn't work for me, though. It was okay. I knew what they were trying to do. And, again, I give them credit for trying something new, and there's probably a lot of people that really loved it. It was just okay for me. You know what I mean?
Does stuff in source the material it kind of pulls from. That's done well. And, the fourth wall breaking here might be creative, but I think better writers needed to handle it, and better directors needed to handle it. So while elements of it I do like the Kevin thing. I
like the Kevin thing.
I kind of like, the
like
lawyer of the week, kind of case of the week, but we didn't really get that. We got it maybe once or twice over 9 episodes. I don't know if this is how it's going to be, if they're going to do a season 2, if it's done well enough to garner a season 2. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Course correct.
I don't want to see season 2. They fucked it up.
If you're going to do that, please course correct. That's it.
What about all of our views on YouTube and all the angry white men on YouTube? What are they going to do now if there's no season 2?
Find another
show. Make any money.
Well, there's the Marvels. They'll just be mad at the Marvels.
We'll have to do what are they going to do with Todd Hulk, Joe? He's got to show up in Avengers. Todd Hulk and scream and yell that these women shouldn't deserve powers. females.
Femmes, or I think.
No, I think they're mixing, incels and what is it? The mystery method people that follow. They're just mixing a bunch of people together, because that's who would call females, like men who are like, let's get in our pants, and these guys are more like, fucking hate women.
Yeah, this is weird.
Just gross. Did you notice that Abomination was like way bigger than Hulk?
Exactly.
That's because it's the smart Hulk, but it's like, damn, they sized him down. Or
why?
Abomination up. I don't know.
I think they're both appropriately sized, because they wanted to. I mean, they've nerfed Hulk to the point where he's not very interesting anymore.
No, he's
so
not.
You're saying it's appropriately sized to that?
Yeah, I think that Abomination's always that size, and real Hulk is supposed to be. I like that Abomination is just like, you're a child, you're not. I mean, I'm not threatened by Hulk at all, because
Hulk stopped being interesting in Endgame. He really did. Everyone, I was so excited. Whenever I watched the movie, I only watched the second half. I like Tony. Tony wakes up Cap. They all come up to Thor. He calls the hammers. I always start from that point. You know what I mean? I don't watch anything else. Hulk though, what they've done with him, and it could have worked, but he stopped being interesting in Endgame. And, I mean, Infinity War really worked. I was hoping something was going to happen eventually, but it didn't. I heard that he was actually supposed to come out and help Banner in the end, but they decided not to. That would have been a nice send-off, considering what they've done to him now. So, please bring Savage Hulk back. Please.
As he shouldn't be, because they fucked up the character Hulk. He's like, look, you could just pick him up by the head and go, no, because that Hulk sucks now.
Yeah. Other than giving good advice, I like his advice. Now, I think the
Wong
show,
gives good advice, though.
the show itself has a message, and I just don't think the message landed, at least not with this particular audience in this room. Maybe it landed with women and stuff that, I don't know. Because I don't really feel like the characters really learn anything, go on a good character arc. There's not good messages and morals in it. Like, for example, I'm just picking something out. You remember the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And she goes over there. Basically, it's just, this is my good friend from a long time ago. That was bullshit. The girl hated her. Lulu was a piece of shit. And then
I forgot.
And then Jen goes herself really to just show off as, the Hulk. So it's just all really unlikable people. It's like women writing women unlikable, and then also shitting on men. So you have Lulu, who's like a bitch to her the whole fucking time, and you think at the end of the episode, unless learn from it and they, resolve that, but no, it turns into the fight between her and Titania, and then Lulu doesn't, learn anything. She's just kind of like still.
She's like,
Lulu cheated on her husband, right?
Oh, that's right.
Immediately after getting married, she starts making out with
she's like cheating on her husband. So, and she's like,
I forgot all that.
To Jen. She's just a piece of shit. And it's
Titania came in the way,
and that's
though. I do
what I feel like.
That.
So many of the characters in this are kind of just pieces of shit, or made to be stupid and dumb and over the top. And I get that comedies are more funny when you have really, really flawed characters and over-the-top characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you put these characters into situations, and that's where you get your comedy. But for some reason, it feels hollow, malicious, and more of a facsimile, like they're trying to
I'll tell you something, Disney. You should have left the fans alone. They are not going to forget this. They're not going to forget this.
And can't do it as well, is what I'm getting across here. So, I mean, that's just me. So let's go to final verdicts for episode 9, and then we're going to have to take into consideration every single episode and do a separate
They do on a 10
rating.
scale,
so let's
right?
just do this episode first. Joe, episode 9?
Episode 9, I'm going to give this a 3.
Okay.
It was exactly what she said. It was a mess. It was just all over the place. It was going very fast, and then the build up for intelligentsia was shit. It was just Todd all along. Kind of figured that as we knew. Like we knew it was Todd. It just there's
Yeah, a
no
lot of people
threat
said it
level,
was
no
him. I didn't
nothing.
know.
It just like kind of ended.
Maybe I
It's
wasn't
like,
paying
alright,
attention enough.
Show's over. That's kind of dumb. It's like, alright,
Yeah, I
give
feel-
me Matt Murdock, so we can make another cameo.
Yeah.
Cameo by other people, so this show doesn't suck.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel foolish because it's like,
Then,
does it suck?
Daredevil was the
People
best
so
part.
mad over it.
Even though they
Hulk twerking,
yeah,
oh my
changed
god,
him.
we were
He
like,
was the best part.
at first
And then,
defending it,
whatever.
and then the show itself is like, nah, just take the shit on everything, and
yeah, there's no
I guess
character.
they were right the whole time.
Character development was shit on this, so.
I think you were right for the wrong
3.
reasons.
They were right for the wrong reasons, and then ended up being right.
Because there's so many people in there patting themselves on the back. I told you so. This was a piece of shit. It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
but you hated
this
it.
is
because-
the worst show on television,
Yeah.
bar none. Is one comment I got. I even put it on the thumbnail of episode 4. Is this the worst thing?
Oh, speaking of the worst show on television, I have to finish Rings of Power. I'm not even moved to do it. Maybe after I do this, I upload this, I will start watching that and finish it up. If not, maybe tomorrow or Monday. Okay?
On TV. And honestly, it wasn't the worst thing on TV. And there are still good elements in it, but this is just obnoxious. Obnoxious and annoying. And so it makes me feel gross. Alright, anyways. Yeah, so what you... So 3 out of 10 for
3
you?
out of 10. And again, I don't like the fourth wall break too much, and they overdid it.
Okay.
You know, it's interesting. They put in, like, the incels and guys on the internet saying that they didn't like because you was a girl and all this other dumb shit, right? And it makes me wonder what pissed off the people behind this to write that. I'm wondering what pissed them off. What was it? What show that people got pissed off about, or movie that people got pissed off about, pissed them off for them to write that part? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I don't think that this episode was very good. I think it was purposely trying to not be very good and being real tropey. And honestly, I think the tropey garbage probably would have been better than what we ended up getting. They're like, this is bad, and your expectations subverted. It's like, okay, but you're going to show me something good at the end. We're going to have some sort of conflict. Maybe if we're not going to do some garbage physical CGI conflict, or we're going to have something where Jen gets to use her mind, or learn show that she's learned anything over the course of the show. No, we don't do any of that stuff. They're like, well, we solved everything off screen the way that we did in Moon Knight, which was not fucking satisfying, and that shit is still fucking garbage. Because I fucking hate the Moon Knight supporters. Remember when the big fight in Moon Knight didn't happen, or they got time skip? That's what happened here. They're like, oh, the finale happened. It's like, cool, what happened? It's like, oh, I'm not going to show you. I know, right? Just imagine it happened, because we can't actually put something on screen that is satisfying, so we will just tell you it was satisfying.
No, the finale was the writers were fucking it up. She told the writers to stop fucking it up. She wants to talk with Kevin, and
then they end up on the lawn, and
then
Abomination is...
Well, I guess this then. After hearing Joe say that, the writers were fucking it up. Maybe this whole series was meant to be trash. And then, because they fourth wall break so many times to let people know, like, hey, we know we've been fucking up. We know we've been messing up the TV series. We've been messing up the movies. We are going to course correct after this. Maybe it was one big, hey, right on the nose, just letting everybody know. Hopefully.
instead of a CGI fight, she talks to the bad guy and arrests him with the law.
The law.
But
I am the
it's
law.
like Abomination's no longer Abomination. He's getting arrested. They skipped all the point where she could have been talking to Emil and saying.
Yeah, but see, I think Emil was not. He's not intelligentsia. He just kind of got roped into that because he was just like a life coach. So it's not like he was a part of intelligentsia. Though I guess he does still break his.
He goes to jail for 10 years.
He breaks his because he transformed into the Abomination.
Transform.
Why did he transform into the Abomination? What does that add
Because he got
to
paid.
his life coaching?
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Dumb.
Why did he transform into the Abomination?
And why does he look different now? Why did they change? Now listen, I was only familiar with Abomination when I saw the Ed Norton movie. So I don't know what he looks like, but does he normally have those, Atlantis people ears like from Darkstalkers? Abomination, comic book.
According to Wikipedia, the original and best-known iteration is
Okay.
Emil
Well,
Blonsky,
he does
who
have
first
him.
appeared in Tales to Astonish
He does have him.
90 and was created by writer Stan Lee and
He does
artist
have
Bill
him, but
Kane.
why did he have that other look before or something like that? That's what I'm going to assume, because I'm sitting here like, okay, I don't think he has ears here. Yeah, this one. I don't think he has ears there. So maybe that's it. Maybe they just give us a different version of him. Gotcha.
We didn't get any of that. We don't know any of the things. We see Abomination, and then we see him getting arrested. And then she's like, if you sign that, you go to jail for 10 years. We skipped all the other part where it could have been interesting, where she is actually talking to him. And I don't know. We skipped all the parts that could have been good. And
I can't believe there's so much in here in 27 minutes. Like, nothing. You can't think about anything. It's just visual diarrhea. It's just throwing Easter eggs at your face for 22 minutes. And then, are you satisfied at the end?
Nope.
What'd you give it?
I haven't yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to go with a 3, just as the same as
Pretty
I think
awesome.
this is below average. This is something that I
They
just
were
don't think
nice.
is bad.
Nicer than me.
I wanted
gave
to
it a
turn it
2 out of
off
5.
multiple times. Sometimes I can watch something and you go, oh, you recognize this is average. Oh, this is below average. Like, this is something that I wanted to turn off.
I was looking to see how much longer.
27 minutes.
Yeah, but if you feel every...
We're looking
Yeah,
to see
I
when...
know.
Yeah,
How much longer is this?
I'm thinking about other things. Like, I wanted to, like, well, maybe I got emails or I got to do. Maybe I got something else. I wanted to
You're
not...
thinking about work.
You wanna
I
do other
was
stuff.
thinking about work that I don't want to be doing.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of watching the
Yes.
show. So I just haven't been on
Absolutely.
board in this. Like, the suspension of disbelief has been long.
I have like a very full email inbox, and I've been meaning to go through it. And I was thinking about that. That's funny that he said that, because I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and I was just like, I could be going through these emails right now.
On gone for me. And so if you're gonna do season 2, you need better writers. As far as, are we doing the whole season now?
Or write it differently.
No, not yet.
Okay.
So,
These writers can't be absolute trash. I feel like they did this for a reason. They were directed. They had a particular idea, and they went with it. I think I heard that the Asian girl that I pointed out, that she was actually, part of something really successful that she wrote. So, I mean, she's not bad. I'm not going to sit here and say these people are bad writers. What I'm saying is you need to change what you're writing about or how you're writing. And they know. They if I was a writer, I wouldn't want to be known as being part of it, because I know that people would harass me online, and I do not condone harassing anybody online for not thinking like you do. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't be. Oh God, here they come. Here they come. Let me warm up my block finger. You know what I mean?
3-3. I'm in agreement with a 3. Just a complete flat face plant in a finale in order to make a joke and a fourth wall break. And while I like the idea of breaking the fourth wall, and I like some elements that they're doing,
Excuse me.
it doesn't work for me. I just
Slightly
like what
under the
the
weather
fuck was
today.
that? It was, like I said before, visual diarrhea, a bunch of Easter eggs. Nothing feels like a satisfying conclusion. The characters don't really learn anything. Everybody's an over-the-top idiot joke. They write men like morons, and they honestly do a disservice to women as well. These women writing the women characters are all fucking, kind of pieces of shit. You think, certain ones like, the wives are mad at a mortal man, and then the second he's like, let's do this money, then they all of a sudden they're all greedy. It's just, I don't know. I guess I was hoping for a more funny show with better writing talent. And if the same writers and we see the actual writers, we see the actual directors in this episode, and I see that room, and I'm like, yeah, it makes total sense to me now. You can't really judge a book by its cover, but in this case, it just doesn't. It's not good. And I'm wondering if they're going to do a season 2. And if they do, I guarantee you it's going to be these same writers, these same directors. And we'll have to go through it again. Because...
Excuse me?
And we'll have to go through it again. And
Who's
this
gonna
is
be the
more...
villain?
It's more like fucking stupid depressing rather than like... rather than really, really bad like a Star Trek Picard. Mainly because, Joe, it's Marvel, it's comics. We review good stuff and we review bad stuff. And,
yes, we do.
The potential of the She-Hulk series is still there. She-Hulk Attorney at Law. It would be great if season 2 would focus a little bit more on that. And if this arc is the arc that it conveys in the episode where she's like, fuck all this. Fuck all this CGI garbage. Fuck all this formulaic MCU things. I want to do things my way, and my way is through the law and helping little people and, doing that. Maybe that will carry over into season 2, and it will be that.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that'll work, but...
So you're saying the show needs to grow a beard?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
That's so in TNG, the first season was
regarded
as not good.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then what happens is when it starts to get good, they say the show grew a beard, right? But
I've never heard of that before.
So when people, when I tell people to watch TNG, there's a couple episodes in the first season that you got to watch for context. But honestly, the show only starts getting good once they lay all the context. This, in theory, could be that. I don't think it is.
Right.
If we're giving them the benefit of the doubt,
that's what I'm saying. Because if you go with what's written here, and if you take it all at face value, what they're saying, that she's like, I hate this, I want the writers to write it like this, and if she gets what she wants moving forward, and you even see her walking up the steps to the courtroom, oh, hey, you're, doing
I had to find
this
out
for
what TNG
you, and
meant.
this and that, and
I loved that
then
show.
even the guy still is like, who are you
Next
wearing
Generation.
today? Like, shut up.
Star Trek The Next Generation. I love that show.
So maybe it'll be good going forward. So, 3 out of 10 for episode 9. Now let's go ahead and factor in the overall season and give that a rating.
The whole thing was
so,
horrible.
I'm
going to stop it right there. I wanted to see what they thought of this episode. Jesus Christ. Man, see, it seems as if they felt exactly the same way I did. And I actually gave it a higher score than them because I gave it a 2 out of 5. They gave it basically a 1.5 out of 5. So I was nicer than them. It is what it is, folks. Make sure you subscribe to Joe. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. If you enjoyed my take and thoughts on his review, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!